Guys, we're gonna be reacting to everything great about Spider-Man. Now listen, you guys know the first Spider-Man, one of my favorites. Just listen to that. Now guys, listen, I'm sorry if the volume is low. I can't do anything about it. I'm recording on a MacBook from 2011. So I hope you guys can hear, but it's gonna be very hard, but that's my fault.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Dude was born to play a Spider-Man villain.
See you again.
Hope to impale you on my glider someday.
This is the most advanced electron microscope on Eastern Seaboard.
Eastern Seaboard lessons?
Has the ability to jump to catch its prey.
And is trained to jump on command.
It is studied at
Yo, speak up, bruh.
Man, these girls are almost as easy to entertain as me. But that's a totally realistic reaction from giggly teenage girls. Would you believe that Flash, Brad Bros Brunch Thompson, is 1 year younger than Tobey Maguire? Yeah, me either. But he was 26 and Tobey was 27. Tobey could play Peter Parker into his 60s.
Eh?
Some spiders change colors to blend into their environment.
Spider-Man shadowing. I mean, that's what it is. A lot of this movie is like an early 2000s cliche checklist.
a spider sense.
But amongst the eye-rolly stuff, there are multiple story and world-building things going on. We're getting to know Peter and Harry's friendship, establishing the stereotypical bad guy jocks, setting up Peter's photography skills / nerdiness / love for MJ, and foreshadowing 3 of Spider-Man's main powers: strong webs, crazy jumps, and Spidey sense.
Don't make me look ugly.
That's impossible.
Compliments. Also, Gwen Stacy isn't in this film, but her outfit colors are. I mean, no, but also worth it? Because Spider-Man? I get what the blue and red rung pairs are for, but does he have some Green Goblin in there too? Why, yes he is. This explains a lot. George must have lost his job after a miraculous thrown-through-plate glass accident recovery and now works in Pawnee local government. I'm sorry. This is just not my favorite. Actors are only the characters from whatever I like them in most. Remember this guy? Leslie's mom set her up on a date.
40 soft-drawn watts of it.
In another decade or so, when LED bulbs are all that's available, we'll look back to this scene as a historical record of the energy wasting incandescent bulb.
You're the most responsible man I've ever known.
And you know what they say, with great responsibility comes great job opportunities?
No, Ree.
No thanks. Had a fight.
Back when it was okay to have your heroes punted up. Goes to show, before you understand how movies are actually made and realize there's no way the filmmakers told Tobey to lose so much weight as to look malnourished for one scene when the rest of the movie is so physically demanding, you just sort of take it for granted that this was real. Point is, it's pretty believable CGI. Goodbye boring human DNA, hello Spy DNA.
Back to formula. Back to formula.
A Willifant never forgets. I would say Willem Dafoe doesn't even care, but does he ever? And how poetic is it the villain and hero were created on the same night? I mean, he's no Cap, and I do remember thinking he looked way more ripped the first time I saw this, but Tobey Maguire's workout routine. I also love his meh, go with the flow response.
Okay.
Ha! Never noticed his bite mark with the blood poisoning track mark still there the next day. Great attention to detail. Great reflexes.
Reflex.
I mean, what she said. Also, that was 156 practical takes. Impressive.
Just get contacts?
Appropriate reaction. I can remember that feeling in high school when your whole world revolves around a crush and you can't even put a thank you together. Tobey nails it. So the organic web slingers are gross and not comic accurate. Interestingly, just like Wolverine's original claws were part of his gloves. I get why both were made organic parts of the characters for the movies. One less thing to explain, and honestly, it makes them more special. And man, does it lead to one of the best scenes. Peter's first fight using Spidey sense. Man, I love that slow-mo dodge.
I don't want to fight you, Flash. I wouldn't want to fight me neither.
Also, honesty. When I was younger, it annoyed me that we didn't get a typical 80s teen reaction to Pete winning. Some people cheer, but not MJ. As an adult, I understand and appreciate the need for Peter to learn restraint. And MJ's slightly freaked out look is probably more realistic than had she started immediately making out with Peter for freeing her from her tyrannical boyfriend. Barb shadowing? Yeah. Wait, the barbs are facing the wrong direction. Oh, the thrill. Again, making this a practical set pulls you right in, and the horn accentuating each of his movements. Peter's responses to his newfound powers is exactly how every high school kid would react.
Yo, my bad, yo.
Bob is Iron Man's. Yeah, I can fly.
My bad if I just made that little sound.
What for me?
For you.
It's like, yo, guys, I have to do this, right? And this guy talks mad quiet like he's nervous or something, bruh.
And I love all these always think everything through. His article is about exactly what it says it is. But who's really surprised when J. Jonah Jameson is running it? And he did literally sacrifice some.
With great power comes great responsibility.
It's a line that has to be in there, but Cliff Robertson delivers it expertly. Beautiful beard win on Macho Man Randy Savage.
Flying Dutchman!
Living up to your name.
What's your name, kid?
The human spider.
Human Spider, that's it? That's the best you got? Amazing Spider-Man!
Goes to show when Ash gives you a name, you stick with it. One of the main things that makes this movie so fun is Peter's genuine joy in
The
fighting
human
his
spider, bro, imagine.
Totally relatable as wish fulfillment. Some scenes just stick with you. I don't know if it's the relatively decent 2002 CGI, or the heightened revenge excitement, or the absolute desperation you can feel in Peter's exertion and jarring camera movements, or how he throws caution to the wind with his first successful web sling. But Peter chasing down his uncle's killer with such personal ramification is just a classic and memorable moment.
Facts.
And
See,
it
like,
really is fantastic. Totally captures the thrills.
I feel like that's what like the Tom Holland one like kind of lacked, bro. Like I feel like every Spider-Man needs an Uncle Ben, and the Uncle Ben needs to die, and then like he's mad, like he wants to get revenge, but then he learns like, yo, this is not why I got these powers for, bro. I gotta go help. Like, you know what I mean? That's what Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, like Tom Holland not that much, but Tom Holland's still lit, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta love these cliche robbers in black beanies and classic comic robber attire.
Guy with 8 hands. Sounds hot.
You would think that, Xena. Wait, what the heck? That really is Lucy Lawless? And of course, the people slowly learning about Spider-Man through news media coverage and eyewitness accounting's montage is the fastest way to get a new super high-tech suit.
Jameson is a page 6 problem.
We have a page 1 problem. Shut up.
Allow me to introduce you to the most accurate, best casting of any character in a comic book ever, period. At least until we see him as Gordon. J.K. Simmons is always a win.
We sold out 4 printings. Sold out?
And bearing the lead on the sold-out papers to give us more time with J. Jonah is a definite win.
They're really important clients. They can't wait.
They're about to.
Seriously.
Problem is, we don't have a decent picture. Eddie's been on it for weeks.
Yeah, well, that's because he's not Venom yet.
I was late for work and Dr. Connors fired me.
This makes me sad. They were setting up Dr. Connors to become the Lizard in the first movie. Toby, there's still time for Spider-Man 4. Your back will heal. I'm in if you are, buddy. I'm in if you are.
I was thinking of something in photography.
Photography? I think you're missing your calling as a comic artist. Elizabeth Banks? Am I the only one who remembers this character being played by Parker Posey? Or Evangeline Lilly? What do you mean, how's that away? Because she's so good I didn't recognize her. She made me think she was somebody else. Why not? Parker Posey's great. I'm not sure what dates this film more. Macy Gray,
Like this
Singular,
kid's voice is
Louise,
like
Tori Whiskey,
mixed
Rebecca
personalities,
Johnson,
bro.
Story
Sometimes he talks loud, sometimes he talks quiet.
Quickest Stan Lee cameo ever. Even if the kid's internal organs were all unfortunately left behind.
Look at that Spider-Man suit. This is my favorite Spider-Man suit.
See, that's how you save someone without killing them. It's all about the bounce.
And then it goes Andrew Garfield's little second movie, and then his first one.
Yeah, hear that?
Like, I'm sorry, the first one is so fire. I don't know how people hate on it, bro. It's like when it's shiny, that suit's like fire.
Foe doesn't need performance enhancers. See what I mean about not caring? How about this Jekyll and Hyde personality switching?
Green Goblin, you like that?
Mr. Jameson.
Made it up myself. These weirdos all gotta have a name now.
See that? J. Jonah Jameson takes the advent of superheroes and villains in stride.
That's slander.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
Vocab lesson. The fact that they used a stunt double here, which I'm totally cool with, don't hurt a hair on JK's head, alerts me to the fact that this is a practical explosion. Props for that.
Takes the pictures of Spider-Man! I don't know who he is. His stuff comes in the mail. You're lying! I swear.
Discretion. We get a little depth beyond.
That was
the
the
movie drug of J.
stuntman?
Jonah. You'd think he'd be the type to sell his own grandmother for a headline. But he
Not
sticks up
this,
for Peter.
but
Although, if Goblin kills Peter, no more pictures of Spider.
Or we could destroy, cause the deaths of countless innocents in selfish battle again and again and again until we're both dead.
Compelling argument, really. I like that Norman's manipulative genius is still in there. No amount of knowing that Toby couldn't breathe and Kirsten just about froze to death and could barely keep her eyes open from splashing water could ruin such an iconic cinema moment. Oh, Sam, letting your jump scare roots show.
Like a moth to the flame.
Or like a Spider-Man to a flame? This slow motion scene is probably the most beautiful scene in the film. The vibrant orange and yellow of the fire contrasted with the red and blue Spider-Man suit, amazingly lit, absolutely jaw-dropping, like a video game come to life.
Oh, Henry. I'm sorry I'm late. Work was murder.
This part was fire when he
Now,
finds
Green
out.
Goblin personality is starting to emerge and take Norman over completely.
Norman?
When he finds out that it was my boy
Slap an
Peter.
adult's hand. It's weird to stick your fingers in the food. It's all weird. But I believe Goblin's inhibitions would be different from Norman's. So it's right in line.
Creep is my father, all right? If I'm lucky, I'll become half of what he is.
You will. And your face will also be half of what it was. So,
Hmm.
lucky, I guess.
The cunning warrior attacks neither body nor mind. The heart, Osborne.
Eloquence. Sun Tzu ain't got nothing on Green Goblin.
He asked me what I thought about you.
For Geeky Peter, this is a pretty big spin on the typical cliche. Usually the alter ego would report what the hero said and then immediately regret making him look so good. Instead, he goes for it.
There's no one Peter cares for more.
And that's why it's so messed up for me to date her. No? I will say, it's perfectly in line with Harry's personality and issues he has with his father. He's been watching his father fawn over Peter since he met him, so of course he's going to try to take back some semblance of control, even if it's the thing that matters most to Peter.
All this time with me, you're not Superman, you know.
Well, he thought he might be.
Up and away with!
I mean, he even tries to fly.
Now, shoot!
Love his choices reflected in his eyes. Saving everybody.
And I just love this Spider-Man, bro. I probably watched this movie, I'm not even joking.
Sort of comes out of nowhere, but it's great to show.
Bobby, I'm not like trying to cap. You might be like, yo, there's no way, but when I watched the full, like watching to the beginning to the end, I probably watched this movie more than 30 something times, bro. Maybe, honestly, maybe more, bro.
She was just a human.
From the beginning to the end, yeah, honestly more. I think I watched this probably like 40, something, more than 40, bro, I'm telling you. And that's just from the beginning to the end, bro.
Like I'm more than I ever thought I could be.
What a great love story that actually has built this relationship up over the course of the movie. Peter did actually believe in her on multiple occasions and shows her how much he cares. And I really love that MJ falls for Peter.
MJ was a clout chaser, bro.
Always be your friend.
I remember being so upset by this, but it is totally the right move. No question about it. Teenage me just couldn't handle the idea of them not being together.
Yeah, nah, facts, bro. I was like, nah, bro. Like, good.
And one more amazing showcase of how well they captured the feeling of slinging around the city. You can almost feel it in your stomach. Marvel Studios' MCU was still a twinkle in Kevin Feige's eye, and Marvel the comic book company was still selling its soul to Fox and Sony. So this was a time before huge cinematic universes. I know Spider-Man 2 will probably go down as the best of the trilogy, possibly the best Spider-Man movie ever, depending on Homecoming. But I really love this film. I eat my words when I do.
Spider-Man 2 is the best of all time. I'm still debating whether No Way Home is better. Now, the only reason why No Way Home could be better is because all three of them are in it, bro. Like, I literally just got the chills saying that. I legit still can't believe that all three of them were in it. Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, like, that is a dream come true, bro.
Spider-Man was the first origin story that really
Like, look, Tobey Maguire was in there, Andrew Garfield was in there, and Tom Holland, and they worked together. Like, bro, tell me that isn't a dream come true, bro. But I really like Spider-Man 2. That will, like, honestly be my forever of all time. But at the same time, No Way Home had all three of them, so I don't know what to choose, bro.
Because Spidey broke the opening weekend record with almost 150 million. The only movie even close to that at the time was the first Harry Potter with 90 million. And then it took 5 years for a comic book movie to break that record, and it was Spider-Man 3. To this day, with one exception, the top 50 grossing opening weekend films are comic book movies, book adaptations, or sequels/reboots of existing franchises. Oh, man.
Just look how sick that is, bro. How don't you like Spider-Man?
Starbucks. I'm getting off track here, but do you understand what I'm getting at? Do I understand what I'm getting at? Yes, this is what makes money right now. Wondering why you can't get your original screenplay greenlit? You know, the one about an ordinary guy in his 30s dealing with relationship stuff and then moving to Italy? Or Clone Sisters uncovering the mystery of their inception? Or
Guys, I don't know if my computer can record more than 15 minutes, so if the video just ends right here, this is my fault. But if it does, I'm going to react to a Spider-Man 2. I'm going to finish this and react to the Spider-Man, why Spider-Man 2 was so great. And that one, I'll talk more. I just, like, low-key, I didn't know what to expect out of these videos. So, the next one, I'll give you my, thoughts and this and that. I just, like, I had no idea how this was going to work. Never mind, you can go more than 15 minutes. Alright, we're chilling.
Onslaught of interconnected comic book universes. But you can't blame him for this masterpiece. The underlying metaphor of Spider-Man being a story about growing up, puberty, and dealing with changes to your body really comes to life in this film.
Maybe he's too embarrassed to tell me what it is. Maybe I'm too embarrassed to ask him.
Not so in your face that you roll your eyes, but it's there.
This movie was so fire, bro.
Peter's such an everyman, every kid hero. He makes mistakes that cost him.
Yo, listen.
He learns from those mistakes.
By the time I watch all the Why Was This So Great, I will give you guys a ranking. So make sure to watch all my videos. The first one, listen, I told you, this one was a little, I was just a little quiet, you know what I mean? I would just think about something else. Look out.
Feels as though he failed his first responsibility. We all look back on this trilogy, well, most of it.
Also, I didn't know like he'd be talking like the whole time. Like, I don't know.
Raimi managed to
And no cap, I thought my computer wouldn't let me record more than 15 minutes. So I was like, yo, should I upload this? Should I not? But no matter what, I'm just gonna upload this.
film in a fantasy world New York
Second one should be so exciting because that one is my favorite. But I really like this one.
takes a while to get going, but it's traded for some great
And by the end of all the ones that they have, like they have the Amazing Spider-Man, I will drop a little thing to
his love for her is
nah.
And really, the more I think about it, it was the perfect arc for Peter. He started the movie completely driven by his love for MJ. It's the only reason he enters into the rest
Man,
of
I actually can't get over it. This movie's so fire.
By the end, he finally realizes what his responsibility to MJ actually is. And
Yeah.
right now, that's to protect her and use his powers for good. And Toby was a large part of that. His baby face, constant deer in the headlights look makes you feel for him. Contrast that with snarling, mustache-twirling Defoe, and you make for such an entertaining dynamic. And Defoe pushed to get the role. Raimi didn't actually want him initially, but finally caved. And a lot of that comes through in his performance. Especially given that the majority of the time it's actually Defoe in the suit because he didn't think a stuntman could convey the correct menace. Kirsten Dunst will probably always be my iconic MJ no matter who gets cast going forward. The steps their relationship takes going forward really cemented her. I don't think I need to say anything else about J.K. Simmons. He stole every scene.
Listen, I like
This is
MJ
the best comic
from
book
here,
ever made, and for the most part stands
but the
alone.
best one is Gwen, bro, from my boy Andrew.
Here's a picture of my dog because she's real cute. You can guess her weight if you'd like.
Doesn't want to be famous?
So they give.
I'll make him infamous.
Okay, I didn't know they were gonna do. See, I'm learning. So they gave this Spider-Man 121 points. Now listen, yo. That should be one of the highest. In my opinion, I think the highest is gonna be Spider-Man 2. The Amazing. It's gonna be Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man right here, Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then The Amazing Spider-Man. Now listen, in my opinion, I love all those movies like mad. Like I just The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, that was when I was like still like I was like a little kid, but I was like maturing. Like I was probably like a little taller than like, let me see when I was. The movie came out in what, like 2012, I think. I was like 7, 8. I don't know. Yeah, that's when I wasn't like a baby. Like I used to watch this as like a baby, and of course I didn't remember. But of course, like when I was like older and stuff like that, I'd watch this more and more and more. But I used to watch like these movies as like a baby. Like I couldn't go to sleep without watching this. Now listen. Of course I didn't. I like don't remember me doing that. But my parents literally told me I couldn't go to sleep without watching this. Now listen. I think that I just really love the Amazing Spider-Man, the one with the lizard. I don't know, like Gwen finds out Peter's Spider-Man. I don't know. I just really like that one. Like I really do. And then the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'm about to say something that you're probably gonna be like, damn. Listen, I like the suit better. I like the way he's funny in both of them. Andrew Garfield. You know what? I'll say this for another time, bruh. We're going to be talking about the Spider-Man right now. My favorite out of these ranks, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man, and Spider-Man 3. It's just simple as that. This one should be one of the high rankings. I don't know. Hey, you guys will be seeing Spider-Man 2 today. I'll see you guys next time, bruh. You guys know what time it is.